Stephen Scott is the founder and CEO of Travel Hub 365 with years of experience working in the cruise liner industry. I first asked him about the trends he's seeing among Chinese cruise travelers.
Historically, they've been already traveling to the Caribbean. Large groups, families, couples, they've already been going to the Caribbean to cruise. So it's something that's on their travel radar. But now that the cruise industry and tourism industry and governments have gotten together to actually make China and the Asia Pacific region a better place to cruise, it's absolutely exploding. And you can continue to see that as new ports are opening up, brand new cruise ships are coming into play, and new experiences along the way.
Stephen, there's been some reporting, though, in recent years about the environmental hazards associated with cruises. I mean, it's such a burgeoning industry. There's just so many ships out there now. Talk to me about some of those concerns. Are they being raised as well?
Yes, absolutely. The concerns that are being raised now for the Asia region are certainly the same ones that were raised back in the Caribbean years ago. You have to be careful of affecting the environment, affecting coral reefs, over tourism and population problems. All of that is important to be wary of. And certainly, when it comes to the emissions and the pollution that can come from a cruise ship, we have to be careful of that. The great thing about it is that for China, the cruise industry has actually been bringing brand new cruise ships that have incredible new emission standards and a lot of other great things that will help the environment from not being affected so strongly by the industry.
And of course, one of the things we're seeing when it comes to the environment and the oceans is the enormous amount of plastic out there. So how does the cruise industry address, the refuse, the garbage, the plastic that seems to be such a major concern?
Yes, the ships that have been built in the past, there were not much attention being addressed. You had anything from sewage dumping into the water to plastic dumping to garbage, a lot of different things that were happening along the way. But what I will tell you is that going forward, the new ships that are being built and the new ways that they address those environmental concerns are truly going to do some great things. For example, the new cruise line by Virgin Voyages, which is by Richard Branson, is very environmentally friendly. So they're eliminating all single-use plastics on board. They're having reusable straws, a lot of great things that are occurring on that cruise line. And other cruise lines like Ponant Expeditions, for example, which is on the luxury side, they are building brand new ships that have LNG clean certifications. They're working with the local environment groups there at each of those different ports. And they're doing some really amazing things to reduce emissions by over 30%.
And Stephen, before I let you go, I was looking over your resume. Hopefully I've got this right. It's my understanding that you started at Royal Caribbean, I think in 2009, worked there for about 5 years. So you're one of these guys who can actually look at that decade from 2009 to 2019. How has the industry changed? Chart that course for us. I mean, what's it look like now compared to when you first got into the industry?
Absolutely. I would say that when I started in the cruise industry then, it was about building the biggest, largest cruise ships available. So there was a major boom in cruise ships that were over 5,000 guests at a time. With that were some positives. The entertainment options were stellar. You'd have 20 to 30 restaurants on board, and many different experiences available for all of the different types of family members you're bringing. What I would say now is happening is that we're coming out with new cruise lines that are very diverse. You've got adults-only cruise lines coming out. You have luxury-focused, smaller ships that are going to hit very special destinations along the way instead of just the major cities. And certainly you're going to have a spectrum of ships from 500 to over 6,000. So there's something for everybody, and also for corporations and meetings for those events that they want to have with their entire team or corporation.
Does the Chinese consumer want something different than perhaps a consumer from the West? Are they a different type of traveler? You have to target them in a different way?
Yes, there are a number of different ways that the cruise lines have worked very hard, and the travel advisor community has been very important. I am one of those members to help them understand the differences. Cruises are the same, not all cruise lines are the same, and not all destinations are the same. So the Chinese community, they have the focus of the industry right now, and so the ships they're building are engaged for their dining needs, their entertainment needs. They're building larger casinos on board. and also different room types that can bring multi-generational families. So they are building for the future, they're building for China, and certainly the consumer in that region is responding to that in a positive way.
Stephen, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to visit with us. Certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.